Once upon a time, there lived a wealthy businessman named Nzuba. Nzuba was the wealthiest man in his village. He had many young women work for him as apprentices. They would work for 7 years, learning the trade of the business, and then he would settle them with huge sums of money so that they could start their own business. Chooks and Uche worked for him as apprentices. They had been working for 5 years now, learning everything. At the end of their training, they will be settled with a large sum of money as capital so that they can start their own business. Chooks and Uche were not just colleagues, they worked together. They were always good friends. They spent a lot of time together. One day, both men approached Nzuba, their boss. They told him that they wanted to get married. Nzuba encouraged them. He said now was a good time to find a wife who would love them for who they were, as they were not yet rich. However, they should be careful to find women who would be able to understand their small beginnings and grow with them. Both men took his advice and thanked him. Chooks did not have a lot. He just had barely enough. He planned to use his own settlement money to start his own business and provide for his family. But for now, who will accept him for what he had? To improve his finances, Chooks attended the Onuhu's classes after work. The Onuhu was the man who was in charge of managing the king's wealth. He knew a lot about money. So every Sunday evening, he would hold classes teaching people who wanted to learn how to manage their own money. It was during this time that Chooks met Ifi. Ifi was a beautiful woman. She was not just beautiful, but she was very intelligent. Ifi and Chooks were assigned to work together on managing profits made from selling farm produce in the market. That's when Chooks and Ifi started talking, and he found that she managed her father's farm. She was from a very wealthy family, but you will not know it because she was very humble and soft-spoken. Chooks liked her a lot, but he was afraid that she was so rich and she would not like him. Because of her kindness, they remained friends. If he got to know more about Chooks, and she would encourage him to save up whatever he could make and add it up to his settlement money so that he would have a bit more capital to start his own business. She always encouraged him to focus on his goal so that his own business too will be successful. One day, deciding to pick up courage and follow his heart, Chooks asked her for her hand in marriage. He was honest and said, "I have nothing. I am not rich as you are, Ifi. But I promise you, I will love you till the day I die. Whatever I have will always be yours." Ifi, seeing that Chooks was sincere and he had a good heart, agreed to this. She told him that money comes and goes. What's important was their love. And so, with their parents' blessings, and as was tradition, they got married. Uche was next. He also knew that he did not have much. He told Chooks that he did not want to marry a rich girl like Ifi, as such a woman who would be demanding. What he wanted was a village girl, one who was on his own level. Chooks laughed. He told his friend that money was important, but it was not everything. What's important was a person's character. Uche went to the village in search of a bride. There he met Amaka. She was from a poor background. Amaka's dream was to be rich as the wife of the wealthiest man in their land. At first, she did not give Uche a chance, but Uche lavished her with the money he had. He told her that he would do more when his settlement money was paid. Amaka was happy to hear this. She agreed to marry him. Once married, Uche brought her to the city. Amaka saw how the women dressed. They dressed differently from the women in the village. She wanted to be as rich as they were. She wanted everything. As time went on, Nzuba suffered a terrible loss. His warehouses were burnt down. He was not able to pay his staff. Many of them started to leave. Chooks wanted to leave as well, but his wife encouraged him to stay. She said that from what the Onuhu had told them, this type of business Nzuba was doing was very lucrative. This was only a setback. In no time, he would recover his losses once more. So Chooks should stay back and wait. Nzuba was happy and grateful for this. Chooks and Uche were some of his old trainees, and he needed them now more than ever. He hoped Uche would stay as well, but Uche did not. Uche asked for his settlement money, saying he wanted to start his own business now. Nzuba was surprised to hear this. But your 7 years is not yet up. Why the rush? Uche has slipped into his wife's lavish lifestyle, and he needed money to maintain that lifestyle. Nzuba gave him his settlement money as requested and wished him well. The last 7 years was difficult for Chooks and Ife, but they persevered. She was able to make money from the farms she managed, and they used that to survive. Uche had already started his own business. He had bought a house and a car for his wife. They lived a very lavish lifestyle. As the 7 years was coming to an end, Nzuba's business picked up. He was able to double his profits as the king invested in the business, and many other members of royalty, far and wide, came to invest as well, just as the Onuhu had predicted. Once his 7 years was over, Nzuba gave Chooks triple his settlement money. Chooks was shocked. He cried. Why? He asked. Nzuba said that when he was low and lost everything, Chooks was one of the few that stayed back with him, and because of that he was grateful. Nzuba, in a rare show of gratitude, introduced Chooks to his own customers, who were royalty, encouraging them to patronize Chooks' business. Because of this, Chooks' business grew very fast. He became a rich man. He was able to buy houses and cars for his family. As he was driving home one day, he saw Uche walking on the street. He looked sad and confused. What happened? Chooks asked him. Uche started crying. He told Chooks that he had run down his business because he was trying to sustain his wife's excessive spending. He did not know that she would be so greedy for money despite her humble background. One day when his business had collapsed, he came home and found out that his wife had left him. She had gone with another man who was richer than he was. Chooks said, but I warned you. Whether someone is rich or poor is not what's important. What is important is the person's character. Because of all time's sake, Chooks allowed Uche to work for him. Thank you so much for listening to another episode. If you liked it, please subscribe, like, comment, share. Thank you to those who have subscribed. Thank you to those who have supported. Until next time, goodbye.